all over.
Follow me my ear, follow me my ear.
Ole. 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 Ole, lele, ole. 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 Ole, lele, ole. You wear the chop anyhow. How far you want keep pressing? Chop me, chop this, chop that. Ole, lele, lele. You wear the knock anything. How far you want one person? Knock. Ole, lele, lele. Hands on your head. Go. Yeah. It's all what? Hands on your waist. Go. Yeah. It's all what? You don't do Dremo. You come do off lele. Now you want to OBO. Ole. Last time you go see Banky. Chop and clean out with hanky. Baby, this hanky funky. Ole. Stop her. My jam. He say he want drop am. That time he go see Van down. Ole Sure you say you know Don Jazzy. Say una meet for embassy. You want to say a daddy. You wear the chop anyhow. How far you want keep pressing? Chop me, chop this, chop that. Ole. You wear the knock anything. How far you want one person? Knock. Ole. Hands on your head. Go. Yeah. It's all what? Hands on your waist. Go. Yeah. It's all what? Stop her.
Tell me what's the matter. Don't do that. You wanna come on, yeah. Chidima. Now she calls this matter. Said I'm sorry, mama. Cause I don't call, I don't text, I buy gifts, I don't beg, but you don't want, yeah. You don't want, yeah. You don't take, you don't touch, I can't take it, it's too much, yeah. But you don't want, yeah. You don't want, yeah. Something fishy going down. Something fishy, oh. Why you do me so, my baby, oh. Yeah. Something fishy going down. Something fishy, something fishy, wait. Baby, oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, wait. Something fishy going down. Something fishy, oh. Why you do me so, my baby, oh, baby, baby, yeah. Something fishy going down. Something fishy, something. Something fishy in my kitchen's going down. Reminiscent when I'm kissing your holy ground. Girl, I know you miss me gone, and I want to keep you fond. But you just a shit to me. Cause I don't call, I don't text, I buy gifts, I don't beg, but you don't want, yeah. You don't want, yeah. You don't take, you don't touch, I can't take it, it's too much, yeah. But you don't want, yeah. You don't want, yeah. Wait. Something what? Something fishy Why you do me so, my baby?
Welcome.
Yeah,
Welcome
something
to
fishy
this
going down.
class on how
Something
to
fishy, something fishy,
position
baby,
yourself
baby.
for visibility on LinkedIn. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Everybody on Zoom, I can see you. Welcome, welcome. If you are listening to me and you can hear me now, can you put some comments some emoji in the comment section? Welcome Adetutu, Azizat Bello, Olaronke, Ajiboye, welcome. Welcome, Temi. Welcome, welcome. And I see everybody watching on YouTube currently. Thank you for joining in today's class. Our speaker is waiting in the waiting room for us, and he is about to unleash his knowledge and is going to give us what we really expect and even more. So get ready. Let's ensure that we listen throughout this class properly, and we also take some notes so we can ask questions at the end of the day. So before now, a lot of people have been asking how we can use LinkedIn to position yourself for your dream job, how recruiters can get to you on LinkedIn and all. And 20 Tribe has gone out on, should I say, search for the best minds to come and host this session. And when 20 Tribe went on that search, we got Mr. Mayokun Oke. And before he takes over, I'm going to reach out his bio to you so you know the casting that is going to host today's class with you. So Mayokun Oke currently works in Ajivin Group of Companies as a project engineer. He's a top of his class graduate of Obafemi Awolowo University's Department of Chemical Engineering, having finished with the second best CGPA in the department history. He has been an active member of the Society of Petroleum Engineers for 6 years, passionately volunteering in several capacities. During his day as a student and at the moment, a young professional in the legal section, a niche where he currently holds an award as an outstanding young professional of the year. Outside of the SPE, he's got a volunteering track record of over 5 organizations in the last 8 years. He's a trained presenter and speaker, a growth enthusiast, and a firm believer in giving to others first. So, gentlemen of the 20th Tribe, please do welcome Mr. Mayokun Oke.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much. So I think I can confirm right now that you can hear me. It's such a pleasure to be here. It's such a pleasure to be here, I must say. Thank you very much, everyone. 20 Tribe, I have heard a lot, I have read a lot, and I have tried to find out a whole lot about this tribe. And I must say, I'm quite excited at what is being done by minds like ours in this 21st century. Just shows a whole lot about the fact that
thank you very much.
Holding the button, we're not making a drop. We're standing for what we should be doing, helping others, building a community amongst ourselves, and doing what we should be doing. So thank you very much, Mr. Oladimeji. I'll take it up from here. I want to confirm that I'm able to share my screen. I do not have that privilege yet.
Yes, you can.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. So a very warm greetings to everyone who has tuned in, who has joined us, whether it's on YouTube or here on Zoom. I must say I'm very excited to be here, and I am trusting that the next couple of minutes, culminating into an hour, that we would have together here would be some of the best time that you've spent here today. So just I always like to hear the feedback from my audience. I want to know if it's possible to unmute your mic or to just use the comment section. I want to get to hear from our participants. Are you excited to be here? And then you could drop your questions in the comment section for any question you have at any point in time. Mr. Dimeji, I do not know if you have plans to pick up questions on YouTube as well in the comment section so that people can drop your questions there.
Yeah, all questions are going to be picked from both Zoom and YouTube.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, Olarunke, you're welcome. And then Udo. Yes, I'm excited as much as you are. So, just before we go ahead, I want to know, is there anyone who maybe is willing to volunteer his account? Because whenever I do this, I like to take a demo. I like to take someone who we can use as an example to learn from for all of us, and just to get to hear from and learn. So anyone, you can just put it in the comment section. The first person that shows interest, let me tell you what it means. It means that we will go to your LinkedIn profile. We'll go to your LinkedIn profile if you have an account, and we will try to look through your account, score your account, tell you where you currently are, and then what you need to do. So I'll do that for just one person in this meeting. So again, everybody, you're welcome. I'm very excited to be here. My name is Mayoko, and I work with Agilin Group as a project engineer. Everything about me, my love for volunteering, my sense of community has been read out to you before now. I still want to talk about LinkedIn, but then before we really talk about LinkedIn, I of importance for me is the fact that we want to talk about effectively positioning ourselves. So I see the first person to volunteer is Azizat. So Azizat, I'll take Azizat up. I see there is a me from Olarunke, but I'm not quite sure what me is. Me, Olarunke, what do I do? I don't know, I might be impartial. From Aziza, I get clearly, she volunteers, and I think I picked Aziza. I'm sorry, Olarunke, I'm sorry. Oh, he came late. I'm sorry. So Aziza, I would go with Aziza. So Aziza, you might have to unmute your mic attention and ask questions. I want to be sure you are active in this meeting. Olarunke as well, don't worry. I would have to check on person, but I could take responses and feedback from you in the course of this meeting. So I want to say this, that effectively positioning yourself for visibility on LinkedIn, it's something that I want to consider not just beyond the construct of what I would have done normally, which is just to tell you how you can optimize your account, your profile on LinkedIn to be more visible. But then I also want to talk about generally, how do you effectively position yourself to be visible? LinkedIn is not the only relationship platform for professionals or for jobs. There are quite a whole lot of other things and niches that we can learn from that I would like to bring to our purview in today's session. So, but first I'll tell you what LinkedIn is. Just the way we know about Facebook, about this, I'll let you know all of that by telling you an overview of LinkedIn in my outline. I'll tell you about the Nigerian as well as the global users of LinkedIn, and then give you a bit of an insight into this intermediary. And I want us to pay attention to when we do get there about your search spectrum. And then we'll do a bit of profile optimization. Then I'll give you final words on the utilization of LinkedIn, So we're going ahead. And LinkedIn, like many other social media platforms that you know, was launched at a particular time, launched in the bedroom of Ray Hoffman in 2002. But then it was not until 2003 that it launched. And so you see, it's been for about 17 years. It's the world's largest network of professionals who are seeking to engage themselves qualitatively and foster a good and a healthy business relationships. And then they also want to follow up with news and insight. So although this might not be things you need to concern yourselves with, but I'm giving you this background information so you know that, like the Facebooks that you know, the Twitter that you know, the Instagram, it's also a social media platform, but just it's more professional minded, and it's more career centric. I must say that, because a lot of persons who maybe have some of that kind of lives on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, when you see them on LinkedIn, they just are wanting to have a sense of community to grow and leverage on relationships to grow professionally. So statistics just for you to know that LinkedIn exists in over 200 countries and territories, and the users have shot in excess of over 700 million. And LinkedIn wants to create economic opportunity for every member of the global workforce, and Nigerians are included in that. Global workforce is the entire world. It wants to connect the world professionals, it wants to make them more productive as well as successful. So it tells you that LinkedIn has a presence in Nigeria. This is statistics I got from Napoleon Cat, and this is as of November 2020, which is just a couple of weeks ago, or we can say a month ago. That currently right now there are about 5.7 million users of LinkedIn in Nigeria. I'll give you a bit of a perspective. I'll give you a bit of perspective. In Nigeria right now, I think we have about 100 million internet users, if not more, and it's projected to keep growing with the continual growth of mobile phones in the hands of people. So we have millions of internet users, but just about 5.7 million persons on 5.7 million persons on LinkedIn. Now, I just wanted to pay attention to the fact that if you look at the age range of the people who are populating the bulk of the Nigerians on LinkedIn, it's people like me and you. I mean, we're talking about the 20s tribe and talking about us in our youths, and this is a very a call that, okay, it's people like us, people like you that are on LinkedIn, that have an account on LinkedIn, that are leveraging on LinkedIn for their growth. So, see, in December 2019 to November 2019, about over a million persons joined LinkedIn. This is not so much, I want you to understand, because the number of persons who use Facebook in Nigeria, based on the market share and the proportion, it should eclipse that of LinkedIn by 10%. So there are a lot of persons on Facebook. So see how many persons are on LinkedIn. So let me also to just get a context about this. It means that it's just maybe about 25% of Lagosians, if we exclude all other parts of Nigeria. So maybe about 25% of Lagosians are on LinkedIn, something like that. So it just gives you an idea. Because as I continue to paint this story, I want you to see this. That, sorry, I think someone is annotating on my screen. Okay, so I'll continue. Mr. Saka, I think someone else has admin privileges. I can see a red mark on my screen, almost like an annotation. That is not from me. So I want to also establish this before we do go ahead. I want to establish this before we go ahead. And it's about the fact that when we talk about effectively positioning ourselves or effectively positioning ourselves for visibility on LinkedIn, I want you to have a reason for why you are doing that. Before we now talk about, in about 20, 30 minutes, we'll now talk about your profile and then how to stand out amongst many other persons. Similar to what you do for your CV when recruiters or trainers tell you about how to get your CV to be much better than what it currently is. So it's about the fact that when you say you're looking for jobs or you're looking to engage yourself in an activity with people, how do you go about it? So I will show you this next slide about your search spectrum. So I'm giving an instance as regards jobs, for instance, but this cuts across, it goes beyond jobs. It also speaks to, goes beyond jobs. It also speaks to, if someone says something, it goes beyond jobs. It also speaks to maybe you're a business person. It speaks to your being in business, your a whole lot of other things about what you do in your daily life. It might not be just your search for job. It could be a whole lot of other things. So this speaks to that. So where exactly are you in this spectrum? So I use the triangle to, more like a pyramid, to describe this and to show to us what I'm talking about. That for in an instance where you are someone looking for a job, you're many times always on three parts of your spectrum. It's either you're on job portals, Jobberman, jobmark.com, talent.com is a global platform for recruiting and for getting jobs as well. I think GHG. So quite a number of job portals out there. Now, people that are always in job portals are always numbering in thousands and millions. Now, you could go one step further and say, oh, you actually know someone who's an employee in the company that you would like to work in. That's good. Some other persons would go one step further and actually have direct access to people who are decision makers or who will finally take decision of who to employ and who not to employ. And I want you to try to do away with the construct of at times life is about who know who. If you think about it as who know who is helping who, what am I telling you to leverage on? Am I saying you should not be excellent? No, I'm saying be excellent, but also work much more to go up this pyramid, to go away from job portals, to leverage on your relationships with employees to see if you can ultimately and eventually connect with the decision makers. Because when you are at the base of this pyramid, there is an increase in competition. You could have a call for application and 10,000 people submit. That's what you would obtain on job portals. You would have an increase in bureaucracy. There'll be a lot of politics on who comes in, who doesn't come in. Oh, let's take 20 Northerners. Let's take 35 people from Southeast. Let's take this number of persons. I'm talking about the Nigerian context right now because I understand that this is global. This is beyond just Nigeria. But on job portals, there are quite a number of persons. You have so much competition. And you have a reduced success rate, unlike if you were connected to people at the top. Do not forget, I'm not saying that you are not qualified for the job. I'm saying that you're qualified and you have also leveraged on who you know to be able to get what you want. So a pyramid like this, an art like this should show you how you should leverage your relationships and then how you're effectively positioning yourself just might be playing out. Your bargaining power also increase. I mean, people on job portals could be told, okay, we are starting out with 150,000 naira, and you might not be able to bargain the salary. But if it's someone you have a direct access to decision makers, and that's the starting offer, you could throw it up for a bargain and talk about the fact that you're not fine with that price and have a renegotiation. So please, if you have questions about all of what I'm saying, I'm just trying to establish a foundation for why you should want to leverage on LinkedIn, because when people see you generally on LinkedIn and you have positioned yourself well, you have given yourself that opportunity to fine-tune what and how you present yourself, then you could get closer to decision makers. So do not forget this. So I'll give you an example. This was a snapshot I took from a friend's status on WhatsApp, but it tells this story very well. It was disconnected at the time, but I made it up and I said, okay, well, this is actually telling the story of what I have in this particular act. So I want us to carefully consider this next slide. Take, for example, you have a company, say Snapchat, and the role is for a software engineer. And when the application goes out, they put it online. It's on Sorry, I got muted there for a while, but I'm back now. So it's on your website. Excuse me. It's on your website and it's on different platforms. 1 minute, please. It's on your website and it's on different platforms, and then you have people applying online. One thing you can expect is that the number of people that apply online will definitely be more than the number of people that would apply, maybe get referred. It would be more than the number of people that someone who is on maybe a management team would recommend. And then try to imagine if you were now close to maybe the HR, the HRM, the human resource manager of the company, and you know that person and you are qualified for the job and you fit the description of what they look for, and that person knows your character, knows that you can do what they want to do, and the person recommends you. That's like a direct ticket. If you could be the only person that is recommended or not the only person. So a mentor of mine, he taught me this for over a year, and it's always resounding in my ear since August 2019. Says people like to do business with who they know, who they like, and who they trust. But then the way that builds is that the first thing people do when it comes to you is that they know you. They need to know you before they can now decide to like you. And after liking you, then they can see, oh, wow, I can build my trust in this person. Because they have to know you, they have to like you, and they have to trust you. It's not possible to trust you without having known or liked you. It's not possible to like you without having known you. And if you stay at the point where people just know you, I know that guy, but they can't speak to your character or speak to what you stand for, then that's a problem. So that's also much more how you want to be proactive in the things that you do, in the way that you see yourself, in the way that you are getting close to decision makers. So if it happens that there's not going to be a recruitment, and the recruiter wants to start recruiting, you see, it's very difficult to consider the pool of over 650 persons that applied online for the Snapchat job of software engineer. The person will want to go directly to who the decision maker or the hiring manager recommended and maybe work with such a person. So it's always good to network with people to see how you can relate with people, and LinkedIn gives you that privilege. So what we're now going to be talking about today about effectively positioning yourself, about how you come off, because your first impression when you meet with people matters, is now going to be about how you optimize what is called your profile on LinkedIn. How you take your profile from looking the way it should not look to looking the way it should look. I want to confirm that I have our attention. I see we have quite more persons in this meeting now. Please just drop a message in the chat box for me to be sure that you are following and that we are really learning from this, because this is something I want us to implement after now. Check yourself. If you have further questions, at the end of this meeting, I will show you my LinkedIn URL. You can always message me. We can chat further and talk further about this. This is going to help you generally and in the way that you do things. Go about looking for opportunities. Go about looking for jobs. I've not forgotten Aziza. I will be getting to you very soon. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Zainab. Thank you, Tommy Sin. Thank you, Lalikon. Thank you, Aziza. So I will continue. So this is exactly what the scenario is. So if you understand this and how that it is actually very important that you get to know decision makers, that you get up the ladder, you get up away from job portals to knowing company employees, to knowing decision makers, then you can now take the charge. I know that LinkedIn is a very useful tool to get to achieve what you want to achieve in this regard. So I know, okay, I would like to have this conversation. Mr. Dimeji, is it possible that you allow maybe Azizat or Tosin or one person to, I want somebody to make a pick. I want to have a conversation in this meeting with somebody about this meeting. So preferably a lady.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you can just pick anybody, then the person can unmute a mic.
Okay. I just want to know if there are privileges for people to unmute themselves from their end. So
yeah, definitely. As far as they're not in a noisy environment.
Oh, great. So Azizat, would you like to give this a shot?
Yes, I will.
Okay, Azizat, so on your screen, I see two persons. Do you think there are two different persons? This picture is actually a very popular picture. But then I just wanted to go beyond just the fun of people saying, wow, what a transformation, to letting us see the lessons that could be in this picture. So, Azizat, what's your take on this picture? Is it the same person?
Yes, I think it's the same person.
Okay, I think what you think as well. So I think we're on the same page. So what do you think changed? If it's the same person and they're not twins, what's the transformation?
The makeup.
Okay, so who made up? The one on the left?
The one on the right.
Are you sure it's not the one on the left? So if you are going to go out with someone or someone called you for a meeting, who would you want to go with?
The one on the right with the makeup.
Your answer was very quick. Mr. Dimeji, I know I might not be asking you this, but you are a guy. I want you to weigh in on this as well. Who would you want to have as a friend, left or right?
Right.
I don't know. So why is the person on the left not a human being?
No. Since I have the opportunity to choose, but in any case, I can always go.
Are you serious? So you're striking out the ball on the left?
I'm not striking out, but I can just.
Sorry, are you the one rocking on the annotation?
No.
Okay, I mean, I really, really appreciate this annotation. It's really on point and beautiful. So so it means that you intentionally know who you want to pick among this person. So we've established already a reason why you want to build your relationship. You want to build your network. You've already spoken to the fact that it's important so that you can move up towards decision makers, move towards people who can really make decisions, build your relationship, build your networks. So if you're going to build your network, what can afford you a very good opportunity to build your network? LinkedIn can do that. And on LinkedIn, there is something called a profile. The profile is like your address. So on this, your address, how do you make your house look? at the end of this session, I will also show us a picture about a house that I think also does justice to what we're discussing here. So, so the solution then to this is LinkedIn profile optimization. So thank you very much for the annotation. But this is another slide, and I would appreciate it if we could take off the annotation of the X and the score mark. So now we're talking about LinkedIn profile optimization. I had mentioned to you before that what is LinkedIn? LinkedIn is a social media platform. It's very professional in nature. And on LinkedIn, there's something called a profile. I would now go on LinkedIn and show you what I mean by a profile. So Azizat, I want to confirm that your full name is exactly as I am seeing it, Azizat Bello. So Azizat, I would like you to unmute your microphone. I'll go on LinkedIn right now, and then I would search for you. And then I would like you to tell me when it is you that I have found. I would like you to let me know, oh yeah, that is me. You have found me. So we're doing this, everyone. We're doing this. So this is LinkedIn. This is what LinkedIn is like when you do have LinkedIn. And LinkedIn's URL is linkedin.com. I know I have not said that for those of us who don't have an account. To open an account on LinkedIn is very easy. It's similar to opening an account on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. You just go to linkedin.com and open an account. When you open an account, then you need to remember your password, of course, so you can always access your account. And then, I mean, that it's there. Then you can begin to do the things that you do on. You can begin to operate your account based on the guidelines and tips that I would give, that I am giving in this session. But just know that it operates. You make posts just like you do on Twitter and Facebook. You can. Right now, LinkedIn has also added LinkedIn stories, similar to what WhatsApp status affords you. So there's quite a whole lot. And then you can follow people with thought lines like yours, people in your profession. You can join groups. Although some features are not maybe quite as well used in Nigeria as they are globally. But then LinkedIn really affords you that opportunity to flow with minds like yours and connect with people. On LinkedIn, you can connect with general managers of companies and have it and be able to learn from them. So, okay, so Azizat, please, could you please give Azizat the privilege to unmute herself. So Azizat, I'll be searching right now. Sorry. So Azizat Bello. So Azizat, I think I should ask first, do you have a LinkedIn account?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. So I have not found it yet. Do you think, are you a weight loss coach?
No.
Okay, so that's not you. I want to confirm, did I spell your name correctly? You can see my screen, right? A-Z-E-E-Z-A-T Bello.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so, but it's not coming out.
But I think it should be Bello first, then Azizat.
That works. I was going to try that as well. Let's see. Although at times on LinkedIn, so I have not found it actually, but then I have not found it. It's, you're not a wellness coach. So Azizat, are you a grad? Okay, are you any of the options I'm looking at? Are you a microbiologist?
Yes, yes.
You are a microbiologist.
Yes.
Okay.
But that's not me.
Okay, but this is not you.
No, that's not me.
Okay, so I don't know. I don't know why we cannot find you. Are you sure it's A-Z-E-E-Z-A-T or it's H?
Yes.
Is it
it's A-Z-E-E-Z-A-T.
Okay, I cannot find it.
Wow.
Or what other name do you have? Azizat what?
Just Bello Azizat.
Okay, Azizat, I would have said you could do me a favor by maybe sending your
URL.
the
link.
No, yes, to the
Yes.
but then I will just go ahead and just do something. I want to show us what it's like. This is somebody I worked with. I worked with Aziza. This is another Aziza that I worked with earlier today and in the past couple of weeks on the projects that we've been working together on with the Society of Petroleum Engineers. And I just want to show you what a profile is like. So this is when you go on LinkedIn and you have a profile. This is what shows. So Aziza, I'm waiting for you, but whilst I wait, I do not want to delay. I will just show us an example using this. So Aziza, this is
Yeah, she just sent a profile link to the comment section. You can pick it up from there.
Okay, great. I'm actually very happy that okay. Thank you. Aziza, thank you very much. Oh, I'm very sorry. Collins, I am very sorry. It's just, I cannot do for everyone. I'm just trying to make sure it's just one person that we can get to learn from. But then after this meeting, you can take your chances, take trials, implement everything we've taught, and then I would, you can reach me for further questions on LinkedIn. I would also be showing my own LinkedIn URL on the screen and in this meeting. So yes, thank you very much, Collins. I really appreciate that acceptance. So Aziza, this is you on my screen. Yes or yes?
Yes.
I mean, your link cannot take us anywhere else. It's the address you gave me. I came to that address and I'm on your streets, and in particular, I'm on the house on that street. So that's what LinkedIn offers you. LinkedIn offers you a way to give us an address. And then there's someone actually would like to teach people in this session. I see Aziza already has implemented it. So Aziza, this is you, a picture here, beautiful. There is something on the back here. Can you see where my mouse is scrolling? But there's nothing on yours. Am I correct?
Yeah, you're correct.
So there's nothing on yours. I want to be sure it's not my system and it's not loading it fully. So this is Aziza. This place I am currently highlighting is what is called a headline. You describe yourself as a microbiologist. You use vertical slashes, and you call yourself a marketing and sales enthusiast. Beautiful. Currently, you have 20 connections. Aziza, I think you are not very active on LinkedIn. Am I correct?
Trying.
You're trying. When did you open the account?
I think October.
October 2020?
Yes, 2020.
So you are 2 months in. You have 20 connections. That means you are getting like 2 connections every week. Why? You can get more connections. I just want you to be very proactive about it. That's one of the things we'll hope to achieve in this session, but it's fine. So I will just speak to the generality of our audience now. So but then just be on hold. You can go on mute. I could ask you questions at any point in time. So everyone, I want you to see that this is what a LinkedIn profile looks like. There is Aziza, there is something called a profile photo, like we have on WhatsApp and on every page. And in fact, this view is what you have on Twitter. I can confirm it's also similar to what you have on Facebook, because on Facebook you have a profile photo. At the back, you can have a background photo, something called a background photo. So I would reshare the slides that we were on, just so that we can see that when we talk about LinkedIn profile optimization, last that it's, Aziza will go back to Aziza as a profile. It helps you to stand out and increase your attraction of opportunities, because it gives us an insight into who you are personally. And then it's also a way for us to see your professional brand. When I go to Aziza's page on LinkedIn and I want to relate to that on a professional level, that tells me about what a professional brand is like. What our page tells me is what I can see as a professional brand. So this is a checklist that we're going to work with today for you to be visible on LinkedIn, because even what I'm going to say about the first 3, when you can adapt them well, you would be, by optimized, it means that on LinkedIn, when people are searching for things, you appear more in searches. Why? Because you would have corrected and used some things well as they should be used. You would have put in keywords that describes you the best, and you will be able to leverage on what is obtainable on LinkedIn to as regards your cover photo, your profile headline, most importantly. So I'll talk about the first thing, which is photo, or it's called the background image. So this is what I look like. This is what I look like, and this is me. So now um, on the left, you can see me. That's my profile photo on LinkedIn. I think I don't know. Okay, sorry. I think someone is in the waiting room. So yeah, this is me on LinkedIn. This is my profile photo on LinkedIn, and this is my background photo. I will give you a reason why I chose this background photo, because the background photo should just be an opportunity for you to always give a impression. Just give. It's just a way to visually support maybe what you say you are, or who you say you are. Forgive me. Who you say you are. You should tell us who you are and give us a very good description of that. So your background image gives you an opportunity to create a positive impression. So I finished from chemical engineering. Mr. Dimeju read from my profile, and I right now play in the energy industry. So I am very passionate about process engineering. That's why I put something that describes a bit about process, so that when you see me, you see what describes me. On LinkedIn, my headline talks about being a first-class graduate of chemical engineering, because this is the time I have to brag about it, since I'm still recently out of school. And now seeing what my background image is, for what I'm trying to tell you is that this is the industry I play in. So some persons have on LinkedIn used different things. I could show you an example. We'll be back to Aziza, but I want to show you an example of someone who also helped teach me well about LinkedIn. His name is Oyinda Amola Johnson. Oyinda Amola Johnson is a talent manager, and he's also into leadership and career development. So this is Oyinda Amola Johnson. So you can see his profile photo on the left. And you can also see very clearly his background photo. This is custom design. So it's also something you can do. You can custom design your background photo. So now I will not get into all of this. Where do you click to do it? Where do you go to do it? When you try to work on this on LinkedIn, it's something you can just walk around very easy. Oh, Collins, I see you know Inamola. Very good. So Inamola is a boss. Beautiful. Yes, he is. And he's been a very much help to people, young people like myself and some others. And many others, I must say. So this is what a background photo for Oyinda Amola Johnson is. It's something you can learn from in case you want to design your own. So just go on LinkedIn, click on the icon just at the back. If you're using a laptop like I am using right now, you can easily go to your profile and click on the background photo, click on edit. It shows you the dimension of the photo. You can give a designer, if you're a designer yourself, who can help you come up with something that matches that description, and you're good to go. Or like what I did, you can get a picture that maybe depicts the industry you like to play in, or some persons would use things like maybe a study group, a study picture. Some persons use an office workspace, just something that reinforces or tells your picture or your story well, or tells about who you are. But please do not leave it empty, because all of these things are all part of what goes to tell about your optimized profile on LinkedIn. So this is Oyinda Amola Johnson. We'll stick back to Aziza, and then I would go back again to our slide and then talk about the next thing. And this is what I call a good profile picture, because it's a professional headshot. So Aziza, I am sure that you can see the man on the screen. This is President Barack Obama. He is the erstwhile president of the United States of America. That was the president before the current president, Donald Trump, who is also about to leave, by the way. And this was the picture he took in the Oval Office. That was in his office when he was in the White House. But it's just a picture that resonates so much with me. It's a picture where he gives us a smile, and the smile tells us that, wow, this man is smiling. It just might be a nice smile. We don't know, but a smile just gives him up as approachable. So my advice actually is that you could use a plain background, like I did in this, like I did here. I used a plain white background, but President Obama's background, though it's simple enough, it's not complicated, it's also fine. So, and then you also want to be simple. So that's it about your profile picture. And then the next thing is your profile headline. And I would have you that when you have a profile headline that is well optimized, then it could give you more LinkedIn profile views. So, okay, interestingly, I could have actually used Mr. Oladimeji Saka's profile to also help us see some things. But on Aziza's profile, if I remember correctly, Aziza's profile had as a microbiologist, a marketing and a sales enthusiast. So that's good. But is it the best that Aziza can have? Maybe not quite. But after this session, she would make changes and then maybe put in things that describe her very well. Or if that describes you enough, based on what you're doing currently, it's also fine. But I want you to look at these two scenarios. Profile headline, cover photo, and your profile picture are most likely the three most important things that people will first see about you on LinkedIn. I want to come to on LinkedIn and show us something. I'll come on LinkedIn and show us something about my network. Under network, if you go on LinkedIn and you go to network, the one thing that you would always see when you go to LinkedIn on network is, and LinkedIn gives you connection. I'm going to share this right now so that you can see my screen on Google Chrome. So, I finished my Buffalo Hollow University, and LinkedIn is giving me suggestions. I came here, my network, and LinkedIn is giving me suggestions. And I want you to see here that as I scroll to people, these people, this is Mercy Olaleye, this is Praise Adenike, this is Isyak Babatunde, and you see that LinkedIn shows their name, then underneath it, it shows what we call the headline. That's a brief description of what they have put for themselves. So if it was showing me Aziza Bello here, it would have shown me microbiologist, and I'm a business enthusiast, what Aziza does. So this is outrightly maybe the three most important things. And you see the picture of the person is in circle at the center of just at the top. And at the back, you see there's something like a backdrop. But all of these people that I am seeing on my screen do not have a background image. That's why it's not showing. But the background image does you very much good. So they do not have a background image. I will try to scroll down and see if there's any one person who has a background image. Yes, okay. So this admin of SPCU page, this Covenant University, has a background image, but not a profile photo. It's my network that is not looking it. But okay, exactly. So look at this company, Nest Oil. Nest Oil, the other, this is a company page. This is a very good example. This is Lara Yeko. Lara Yeko is head of HR food divisions at Flammies of Nigeria PLC. She's also an author, and she's also some other things, because your headline gives you 120 characters. That's letters and spaces and numbers, all of them inclusive, to express yourself. So you are not doing LinkedIn a favor if you just write chemical engineer, or if you just write financial accountant, or if you just write international relation manager. You could write much more. You could describe yourself. That one thing might not describe you enough. You cannot just say I'm a thinker, I'm a studious person, I'm a fine manager. No. If you do not put anything there, LinkedIn put something for you. LinkedIn will put your current job. Like maybe you are a lawyer at Goldman Sachs, a this at that. LinkedIn will put not just what LinkedIn puts is you can go and change and correct those things yourself. So this is Laura. She's got a profile photo. She's smiling in the picture. It's simple enough. It's a headshot. A headshot means it doesn't have to be from head to toe. Hello, Mr. Dimeji, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I don't know what's wrong. I think it was from my end. I'm very sorry about that. So I'm back again, everyone. I'm sorry about that. So I would share my screen again and continue from where I stopped. And what I was saying is that, so your headline just allows you that opportunity to be able to express yourself and describe who you are with 120 characters maximum. So Lara Yeku is a very good example to learn from. She's got a backdrop with Coach Lara on it. Coach Lara, so this is something she customized, and it's very beautiful. This is Brian Brown. Brian Brown from University of Houston. So, but my point is, you see, when LinkedIn shows these suggestions to me and brings them to me, it puts in their name, it puts in their backdrop, and also their profile picture. And okay, Collins, I'll get to you right now, please. But then I just want to show you that these three things are very, very important when it comes to LinkedIn profile optimization. So, Collins, you have a question? Collins, you have a question? I saw you raised hand. Okay, I think I'll just go on. Whatever question you have, you can drop them in the chat box, and then we'll take them at the end of this session. Okay. You have a question about the little IN beside the name. So it's not a verification badge. It's not a verification badge. That IN beside the name, Brian Brown. I'll show you what Collins is talking about. He's talking about this. That's the IN beside Brian Brown's name. Is actually for what's the fact that she's using a licensed account. So should I call it a licensed account? She's using a premium account. Because many of us are using free accounts on YouTube. So I don't want to call it license, because license will mean maybe it's now legal, or you have to pay for it. But license just means that LinkedIn now acknowledges you as a member, you're paying for the account, and there are much more features. So she's using LinkedIn where there are more features. For me now, sometimes when recruiters want to look you up, because LinkedIn helps you with a whole lot. So that figure just shows that you have, oh, no. It's not something like the Twitter blue tick. The Twitter blue tick works in a different way. You don't pay to have a Twitter account. So, but on LinkedIn, this is what you pay for to have LinkedIn Premium. And then also, yeah, it's also like that for people who have been like verified, acknowledged, and who are using a paid LinkedIn account. So yes, thank you for drawing my attention to that. But then you do not have to pay to use LinkedIn, just like you don't have to pay to use Twitter. So I'll go on and just give you an example. So Aziza, if you're there, I might need you to speak to this again. Just something similar to what you have. I have two persons here. I just went as a recruiter on LinkedIn, and I'm looking to recruit these two people, Anthony Peters and Thomas Abraham. They are both marketers, and I need a marketer. But very many times when I just search on LinkedIn for headline, a very good one is when people want to search on LinkedIn at times, you just go on LinkedIn and just search. So I'm going to come to LinkedIn and search for seeking opportunities. And then I want you to see what pops up. On LinkedIn, you can always do quite a number of things. So now I just search for seeking opportunities, and LinkedIn will pop up results of people that have seeking opportunities. I think I am not where I want to be. I go from home, but I want you to see something about the fact that some places will just write things like open to job opportunities, open to opportunities. No. And I want you to see how many persons on LinkedIn are doing this wrongly. When I search for open to opportunities, LinkedIn pops up and gives me a list of people who have open to opportunities in their headline. Sorry, if you can read on the screen, I would like you to see what this is. This is showing you about 1.37 million persons. About 1.37 million persons currently have maybe open to opportunities on their headline, which is what we're talking about. Now, your headline should be optimized, help you to stand out, help you such that when you are attracting people, people will not see you as somebody who's coming to just beg them for a job, but somebody who maybe has something to offer and they can listen to, form a relationship with, and ultimately build something up from there. So I want you to not lose sight of why we're teaching what we're teaching, or why we're mentioning these things. Because a lot of the other things on LinkedIn are things that you can yourself go and work on, just fill them up. I'll rush through those ones as I take questions in the next 10 minutes. But I want you to just see this, that LinkedIn just offers you that. So where Aziza has about microbiologists, business enthusiasts, what we have seen from some of those, you see, more than 1 million persons on LinkedIn just have open opportunities on their own LinkedIn headline, and that is not what you want to do. If yours is like that, you want to correct it today, because nobody wants to look for maybe a designer and will go on LinkedIn and search for looking for opportunities. No. When recruiters go on LinkedIn to look for anybody who they can, maybe I've gotten an offer on LinkedIn before, twice actually, and I've had people reach out to me also academically for academic opportunities on LinkedIn a number of times. And I must confess to you that maybe LinkedIn is not as well used in Nigeria as this outside the world. I mean, I showed you how that there are about maybe 5.5 million Nigerians, near 5.3 million Nigerians who are currently using this. The US has more than 20 times that number. So it's such that we're growing, we're building into it, we're using this much more. You want to leverage on it to build a relationships, to relate to people, to message them, not just because you're looking for jobs, but because you're looking to have a relationship with them first, see where it goes, and then talking about how to maybe approach people might be a conversation we need to have at another time, because that's a different thing entirely. Like how you could approach people, not for the gain that you want to get, but for how you want to approach them for the value that you have to offer, and then they can listen, because people want to listen when they know that there is also something in it for them. Whether that is something they can offer, that they can get offered, or that they can get from you. So you need to begin to approach your relationships from the from the viewpoint of what you can give, not what can be given to you. That's also one way to go out in life and just make sure you're spreading the joy to people, even though you want joy yourself, yes, but when you give, you just might get, you just will get. So this is Anthony Peters. Where the app marketer is exactly where I've just showed you on LinkedIn, that opens opportunities is what people just have there, more than 1 million persons. And Anthony Peters calls himself just a marketer. They are both in the United Kingdom in London. And Thomas Abraham uses very well the characters that LinkedIn offers him on his headline. He calls himself a social media marketing manager. And he has the experience growing Shopify stores to 1 million visitors. He has told me that he has what Anthony Peters has, because he's a marketer. He's a marketer, but not just a marketer, he's a social media marketing manager. And he gives an hint into something he has achieved. That he grew Shopify stores to 1 million visitors, and that he has that experience. So you can brag about what you've done, or what you are, or what you stand for using your headline. And that is one thing. Don't forget I said, if you forget anything today, make sure your headline, your profile picture, and your cover photos stand out. Those are the first 3 things I want to show when people see you first on LinkedIn. Every other thing that I will show you here, I think you just need to go, fill, and then make it very well. You want to also tell a full story. So I will show you that when people search for you, they see your headline. When people look at your activities on LinkedIn, your headline comes up. When your profile is getting recommended, which is similar to where I just showed you on my own browser, where it was popping up people, you brought up Lara Cole, and a lot of others. That's profile recommendation, that, who do you want to connect to these people, they are from your school. At times, the way you come out, when I see a picture, I actually do not refuse any connection I get on LinkedIn. I do not refuse any connection. But because I feel we're all in this to grow together. And if I see anyone, I've reached out to people who I think are top level before, and whose LinkedIn profile did not actually speak very well, to actually help them make some adjustments just so that they look better professionally. Because I do not like what your LinkedIn profile does injustice to what you stand for. So I've spoken to people who, like I had said, are actually very well established, but are not utilizing LinkedIn well to leverage on it and use it better. So this is where your LinkedIn profile headline shows up, and you want to make sure that you are taking care to to optimize it and let it just make it speak very well about you. You want to make sure you are using it to the very best that you can. And the very next thing stemming forth from profile headline is your profile summary. It is similar to an about, or it is an about, where you can just see it as you have 10 to 50 seconds to impress people. Somebody has seen your profile picture, they see your background photo, and they are impressed, they like what they see, and they want to read more about you. When they come into your page, about does that for them. You want to tell a story about yourself. You can brag about your accomplishments, what you have achieved. It's not necessarily about enticing them, but like I said, this is something that you want to be authentic and truthful about. You want to stand out. Tell your story the way you know to tell your story after this kind of orientation that you've gotten here. Your profile summary is also very important. Your job experience, LinkedIn gives you the opportunity to put in your job experience. But when you put in your job experience, please, just like it's advised to do on your CVs now, don't just write graduate intern. Don't just write field intern. Don't just write. I'm sorry. I'm using these terms. It's just because I'm engineering inclined. But I know our audience is not all engineering inclined. So maybe you are a financial analyst, or imagine maybe you are a data scientist. Don't just write data scientist 2018 to 2020. No, you want to write also some clear things that you did that shows that you are capable. Just like I said, your profile needs to sell you well. It needs to speak to what you can do. So that when people actually want to connect with you and they view your profile to see, who is this guy who is trying to connect with me, they can know that, oh yes, I can actually connect to somebody like this. He's promising. And it's not somebody who want to just come and bother me with all of his own problems, not knowing that I have problems. Everybody actually has problems. Everybody does. Everyone does. So you want to don't just talk about your engagements or what kept you busy. You want to also measure your achievements. Measure your achievements. A friend of mine will always say that instead of saying that during my NYSC, I taught secondary school students. No. Said you can say something like, I taught 50 secondary school students and I improved the examination results by more than 15%. Or I improved success rate or passing rate of the students by about 50% or by more than half. Use numbers, focus on what you achieved. And this is something that also, when you see that you need to do this, it also helps you to correct how you act in the way you do your own things. So you would want to intentionally go about the things you do well. So I would just go through the rest. It also has a space for you to add your education, your skills, and then you can get endorsements from people. You can get endorsements from people. Endorsements just means that you can list skills. You can list skills. On my own profile, I listed the Microsoft skills, some other technical skills in my field, some soft skills as well. And you can have people that know you. I do not reach out people to endorse me for these things, but people who know you, who know that you can do these things, can come around, check your profile, they like what they see, and they know that, oh yeah, I can confirm that this guy can do this. Maybe your classmates from school, they can endorse that, oh yeah, endorse just means they are confirming that you can do those things that you say you can do. So LinkedIn will give them the options to, okay, where do you know him from? Did you work together on something? Or you heard about his skill from somebody? So you can do a whole lot. You can tell people to endorse you. You can reach out to people to endorse you on LinkedIn. So your education, like I said, all of these other things are just, they are just see and feel, to show you the field, put in your school, put in your education, includes, you want to make sure you're selling yourself well. So I'm trying to go through this because of our time. You can also have recommendations. Recommendations on LinkedIn just means that somebody's publicly appraising you, saying something you have done. You can get, maybe when you work on something with somebody, or a place of work where you're living or where you were, you can get them to maybe recommend you, say something good about you on LinkedIn so that other people can see it. Not just other people, so that the world can see, because anybody that visits your LinkedIn profile can see this. Your awards and accomplishment as well, put them out there. LinkedIn has a section for that. Finally, I want to talk about your LinkedIn URL. Guys, if you remember when I asked Azizat to send a LinkedIn URL, this is like your own website. she sent it, and I was very, very happy because it shows that she has done work on her LinkedIn URL. On the screen, what you're seeing is my own LinkedIn URL. My LinkedIn URL is just, if I want to go to my LinkedIn page, I can go myself. I just need to go to my browser and type www.linkedin.com/in/my name and surname, Mayo Kwoke. That's all. But Aziza sent us, she sent us, it was also www.linkedin.com/in/, I think it was Bello, I feel Aziza. That's also very good. Because when LinkedIn gives you your URL, it's always bringing it out like this. It's always bringing it out in this way. Which you put in some numbers and figures, almost as though you are in the military and you have a tag number. But you want to correct this and make it something easy, such that even you yourself can remember it. Because somebody saying, even if it's easy like this, I still have to cram it. You don't have to cram it, because when you go to LinkedIn, LinkedIn's URL is linkedin.com. And then IN, just like it's a personal account, linkedin.com/IN, then you can edit any other thing beside it. To do this editing, is as shown on the screen. If you are using a desktop or a laptop, or even if it's a phone, you cannot do it on a LinkedIn app on your phone. You need to go to your browser on your phone and then activate the option to use as desktop site. If you maybe set your browser, whether it's Chrome is the best option, or Chrome, when you open LinkedIn, on the right hand side, you see an options, 3 dots, click on it, choose the option to make it a desktop site. And when you do that, you can then make your corrections. To edit your public profile, you see, just follow the instructions, go to it, you will be able to click it. You can delete the excess figures and letters that you do not need and fine tune it. I don't like it. I think that's why I just took my name and surname. You can decide to put your name underscore your surname. You can decide to put your surname, your name, anyhow you want it, but make sure it is fine tuned. It is neat. It is just your name and no badges, no add any extra things. Let it just be what your name is, what you stand for, and all of that. So I want you to know that LinkedIn does help with maybe boosting your professional image, and it also helps with jobs. This is something from Statista about how LinkedIn helped comprehensively to boost the job chances of people, both at different levels of applications. Is it the managerial level, top level? Is it a mid-level or an entry level? So LinkedIn does help. When you have a comprehensive LinkedIn profile, that's an optimized LinkedIn profile, which means that you have done all of the things that I have said, it does help to improve your chances of being perceived as someone who would perform well or would fare well at a particular job. I would like to round this up before I take questions by saying that you should leverage your LinkedIn. You should, because it's that opportunity for you to put your professional or your personal self out there, to build your network, to join communities, to engage your network. Now, engaging your network also means that please do not just open LinkedIn and leave it there. No. Go actively on LinkedIn. Set a target to maybe every week have at least, maybe I tell people, if you do not do a lot of posts on LinkedIn, you're not posting, try to comment on people's, make comments on people's pages. Aziza, this is not something that is easy. So I want us to view Aziza's page one final time before we conclude. In viewing Aziza's page, when you go to someone's page, you can always check out what they are doing on LinkedIn. So if you can see my screen right now, the image that you can see, and I'm trying to get back to Aziza's page that we had viewed earlier for us to check out something. So this is Aziza's page. If I go down, I can see our contact information. Okay, right now, Aziza, I'm effecting a connection. So please accept my connection. So I'm connecting with you. And then you're about, this might be something we need to review outside here, but it seems lengthy enough. The one thing I just want to see is, okay, activity. This is your activity. LinkedIn has a way of capturing your activity and also gives you an all-star rating if you have put in every information that is needed on your profile. So let's see the activity of Aziza. All activity of Aziza. This is her likes. Aziza liked this. She liked this. She liked this one too. Aziza commented on this. She commented and said, well said. That's beautiful. She likes this. She likes this. So I can come and say, okay, what, Aziza, any post? Okay. So Aziza, I know you're new, but this is something we might need to work on. Maybe something we can discuss after now about your posts on LinkedIn, what you're posting, where do you derive the things that you can post. I would also, maybe I'll discuss with Mr. Dimeji after now to see how I can share a resource or a book that can help for you to know about how to LinkedIn. I have a book called by Lindsay Todd. She was pretty new to LinkedIn last year as well. She wrote a book on how to LinkedIn, just writing from our beginner's perspective on what it means to leverage on LinkedIn. So this has been a very awesome one, and I would just like to sign off by showing you that I've told you all this already about this, that LinkedIn gives you an all-star rating when your profile when your profile is fully updated. So this final image captures what I have said, because it's similar to what Azizat weighed in on as regards the two pictures of the woman who made up and the other one was not made up. These two houses look like they are on the same kind of plot of land. But in all honesty, no matter how much I like the feeling of an Asian feeling or maybe a brick house, if I'm really going to ask that which house on the outside or on the surface looks aesthetically pleasing, is the one on the right. And this is what you want to make sure you're doing to your LinkedIn profile. This is what your LinkedIn profile does for you. Your LinkedIn profile makes you stand out. It makes you aesthetically pleasing. It makes you, it makes people see you first, and it makes you give a good first impression, so that people can, when people see you at first, already you can say people are not judging you, but they are already making up their minds based on what they see first about you. So you want to optimize your LinkedIn profile. Come off first. Do it first and do it right, so that when people see you, they come off as who you exactly want them to perceive you as. Thank you very much, everyone. It's been a great time. If there are any questions, I'll take them down. And Mr. Dimeji, I think I will hand over to you for any questions I might have. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mayoko, for this session. You really took us through the nitty-gritty of optimizing our LinkedIn page and also positioning ourselves for visibility. So if you have any questions for him, can you please put them in the comment section so I can take them?
Can I just maybe pick the questions myself? I'm trying to look in the comment section so I can answer them as I go.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, so I see some interesting insights from Collins. No. So, this is a very good one. If I do two different things that do not relate in any way, do I need to create two LinkedIn accounts? I think the question I would ask you there is, are you two persons? No, you are one person. So LinkedIn is always about the person, not what you're doing. It's about the person. Well, there are people who are doing a whole lot. So you want to make sure, like I said, this is what I'm saying. The business of branding yourself. The business of branding yourself is a very important business. You need to take this up with all that you've got. Sit down, check out. We can talk after now. Check out the profiles of people who are doing well on LinkedIn, who are examples that you want to follow. Check out those profiles and see how people are merging things. Like I said, there are people who are engineers, who are designers. You can, on your headline, put those things there. You are a designer, you are an engineer, excuse me. You are a designer, you're an engineer, capture exactly what describes you. Like I said, this is something I need to work on outside here, but you need to go back, sit down, check what describes you. And then you have an about section, which is like where you can put a profile summary to do justice to what describes you. So that's a big deal. That's something you can leverage, and that's something you can use. So you don't need to open two profiles. I'll try to take questions as fast as I can because of our time. Sorry. Okay, so I think I should just go to the top. We've already answered the one on. We've answered the one about the LinkedIn icon. So undergraduates on LinkedIn, I think the one thing that I would like to say about this is that when you think something is not possible, what you just need to do is to find someone who is in those shoes or in that shoe that is doing it, and you see that it's actually very possible. I finished on chemical engineering at Buffalo University, and one of the perks of being high standing or being a very good student was I got to relate with, teach, and mentor a lot of other young students under me. And I can tell you that I did not use LinkedIn well. I did not use LinkedIn well when I was undergraduate, but I have a lot of undergraduates who are using LinkedIn so very well. They are in school, they are leveraging on it. You can discuss, see, it's about just initiating that discussion. So that people know that eventually you are a thought leader in your own field. That's the goal. Like I said, you need to map out what you aim to achieve by using LinkedIn, which I think is about relationships, relating with people of your own mindset and that are like you on the platform. So it's not a problem for their CV. Okay. So I want to get this question away from Collins because it's a very cogent question. So he said they have lagging portfolio, inadequate experience, and achievements. I do not really agree. Do you know why? Because we already know that they are undergraduates who are coming up. So for an undergraduate now, I see some undergraduates who write things like 400 level students in this university. That's a good one. But there are more things that describe undergraduates more than that. What are what colors might be perceiving. Because it's not so difficult. It's not what you're perceiving it to be. Nobody expects you. In fact, recruiters, I see a lot of recruiters who will tell you in seminars and in events and in webinars that nobody expects you who just came out of school to have maybe to have done a whole lot, especially in the engineering field where I am in. They expect you to have basic understanding and knowledge of technological and scientific courses, just so that you're able to do the basic things that is needed to be done. 10 minutes, please. 10 minutes, please. 10 minutes. So yes, undergraduates can be on. Undergraduates can do very well. You just need to identify the level that you are in, and then and just work on that niche. There's no pressure actually. A lot of people feel pressure. The undergraduates are there. You want to be able to put machine learning engineer, project engineer. No, LinkedIn is not just for people who are working. It's for students to also interface with the industry. So LinkedIn work like Upwork to enable one get jobs as a freelancer. I can tell you, when you go on LinkedIn, there is a URL, there's a link for people who want to get jobs. You can make applications. LinkedIn applications is not just restricted to any particular country. So it's not like Upwork. I think Upwork also works where you have clients who reach out to you. LinkedIn, companies use LinkedIn like Jobberman. You can make applications on LinkedIn like you can on Jobberman. Samuel, I hope I have answered the question. So I've answered Bola Rouse, where you do two different things. You just need to work well on coalescing the two, synergizing them to describe you well. What about open to business? No. Open to business in what sense? Like I said, you can do better than just writing open to business. Please, you can do better than just writing open to business. Open to business, what business? Tell people about who you are. Don't just say open to business. Maybe you're a businessman, yes. If you're writing about your business things, your tips, your tricks, and all of that, or what you're doing in your business, write things that describe you in your headline about your business. Don't write open to business. Please don't do that. Please, it's not optimized enough for you to get appearance and searches on LinkedIn for people who might need your service. So, someone in agri-business space. I will answer this question on the surface or Lalicom, but you can connect with me on LinkedIn. We can talk more about this. Ask me the same question on LinkedIn, and I'll be happy to talk to you about this much more. I'm sorry I'm running behind schedule for a meeting, and so it might feel like I'm rushing your questions. But someone in the agribusiness, like I said, what value do you want to communicate? For me, I volunteer with a lot of organizations. So online, I try to. I'm currently working on a niche to cement my niche very well in process engineering, and then my volunteering experience. So most of the bulk of what I do is what I'm about myself right now.
So, oh, okay. I think his network was bad, so he had to cut off. So he has basically told us everything he has to say, and he was pressed for
Thank you
time.
so much for having me. I'm sorry I'm not able to take all the questions, but then, like I said, I am available on LinkedIn, Mayokun. Okay, any questions anyone asks, please ask me on there. I would do well to respond to all of your questions. I really appreciate you having me. I'm very sorry I need to run ahead right now. Some other things, please. Permit me, please.
All right, no problem. Thank you very much for your time.
Very much. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Azizat, for volunteering. I'm sure we could have done much more, but then, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mayokun. So we've come to the end of today's class, and it has been knowledge sharing session for me. While the class was on, I was going through my LinkedIn profile and making some one or two adjustments so as to be able to have a visible profile when recruiters or anybody does a search. So if you have any other questions that have not been answered, you can reach out to us at 20 Tribe, whether on our Instagram platform, or you can reach out to us on our Telegram channel if you are from there. You can also connect with our speaker, Mayokun Oke, Mayookun, Oke. Then he accepts all his connections and can get through to him. So to all our viewers on LinkedIn, please subscribe to our channel, and we are going to have future classes. And to get the best of it, you should please do that. And thank you for joining that below who volunteered to use our account, our profile as an example for us. Thank you very much. Thank you, Esther Ladeji. Thank you, Raimo Twab. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, Indamola. Thank you very much for joining in, and I hope you learned something from this session. We would love to hear some feedback. You can either send it to us on any of our social media platforms. We are 20 Stripe across the platform, and also on YouTube. So thank you for participating in this class. Azizat Bello Collins, Dr. Tunji Alao, Esther Gbadamosi, Esther Oyedeji, God's Love, Harmony Judah Inyang, thank you. Mercy Thaddeus, thank you. Samuel Akindele, thank you. Our YouTube viewers, thank you very much for joining. Olayinka Ojerinde, thank you. Olajide Oluwaseo,